Welcome back, everyone. It's a Tier 2 game on Mines. We have an okay match coming up here, but check this one out. This is not about my tank. It's actually about this M2 to my front right. You might notice in chat, he was just saying, D. Jackson, you suck. And of course I laugh at him, because it's worth laughing about. I don't realize I'm about to have a little penance for my current trolling ways, because, well, I'm a high tier player running around down here in a low tier match. But these low tier matches, the only reason I usually come down to them is because you can run into trolls. So I'm mostly just playing because, hey, I've had a tough day of playing on tanks, and I don't often do this, but there's this whole new line of Czech tanks that came out, and their armor's not terribly heavy. I've got this silly machine gun tank working and gave me an, alright, I'll take it out for a spin, get me a few credits, it'll be fine, you know. I'll probably come back and do this for months. Let's come up here, let's come sneaking in, let's see, that guy below me, oh, okay, someone's back there, that's fine. Feel the fury of my machine gun. Yeah, he's dead. I try and reverse and they're still walking me. Oh well, you know, these things happen. You know, he's a new player, most likely, I don't know. At the time my XVM wasn't working because it was a new... it was a brand new patch. I had a chance to update my game's new mods yet. Okay, well, that's my health, that's fine. He's up here in the road. He probably just doesn't know what he's doing. No big deal. Where's my tank jerked right there? Oh. You again. Ow. Ow, ow. Alright, so now at this point I figured out, oh, I'm being trolled. Okay. Well. Let's drive off. Go somewhere else. I want to reload anyways. Here, Puck, let's see you drive like this. Yeah, you're definitely following me. So watch this guy. Oh, this guy's name, by the way, that's 21 lowercase slashes, followed by, I think that's an I. Don't worry, we'll make sure his account information back. And yes, you just heard him crash when he came to follow me. There we go. This is a good spot. He's been temporarily left behind, right? And we got a target up right there. That one in. Pushed it. This one's a little trickier. I'm having a hard time getting my tank to maneuver because it's a better angle. I do eventually get myself free. The amazing thing here is I don't get spotted until I'm actually almost back in cover. Alright, well, you will. Just be patient again. Side scrape back out. Man, you not to shoot him when he's zoomed in front of me. And you can see he's staying right behind me. Trying to use maximum trollage out. Well, you know, I want to be patient. But just making playing a little bit more. Yeah, boy, I need to expose myself. Look at that. He comes right out. Rams me again. And shooting the wall randomly. Well, that's okay. Well, most of the tanks in front of me are dead, so I'm going to go this way. That's why I see on the mini map there's a cluster of little red dots headed towards my base. Oh, I should probably do something about that. Alright, well, back we go. And yeah, I can see the mini map. He's still falling. Like, well, this is going to be tricky. With this bot behind me, so I stopped to see if he'll keep going. Yeah, he's just interested in making my life difficult. But they're on the base. I feel like I should go make a valiant effort at least trying to stop the game. It's Tier 2 after all. Managed to dodge him when he comes in. Literally, he's trying to block me from getting to the base. now he's trying to block me where. Shot. Oh, there we go. Pulling my way through the cover. Get a couple penetrations in. And then zoom for cover again. So I got a couple resets in. That was nice. Sit back here and reload. I think I'll reload just in time. Another T7 coming in like a boss. Between the two of us, we should have no problem whatsoever resetting these guys. He's got no hit points. And he gets taken out. I'm like, alright, well, I can use the bushes, so I know there's trolls back there. Once again, get just enough. Amazingly, the M2 decides he's actually going to try and fight normally. Briefly. Alright, there's one enemy tank left on the base. I'm just waiting here below the ridgeline. And suddenly, yeah, he's right behind me again. Hello, friend. I know I'm not going to be able to escape because, yep, the M2 comes up right behind me. But that's okay. The whole clip is more than enough to take out a light version 35. So yes, while being trolled, I just managed to reset the base with only minimal help and mostly a lot of hindrance from this M2. Now looking at this M2, he's nearly dead, and I have to admit, the temptation is there. I could easily, right now, just clip him out of existence, but he's also my only remaining ally. Yeah, it still runs against the grain to try and lose a match on purpose. So, I have to think about it for a minute, and I say, alright, well, here's what it is. It's tier 2. I'm gonna go and try and win. Like, Tracker said, hey, you should hang out and wait for him to come to you. I'm like, yeah, no, not with this guy around. I figure, after all, he probably has no idea what he's doing. Well, he knows exactly what he's doing. I figure he's not very good at the game, and that outnumbered 3-1, he will probably just fail and lose. This is one of those things. Had I had my stat tracker, I would have known that, oh no, actually this guy knows how to play well enough that against relatively new players, he's probably going to win the match. Now, one of them is actually a pretty solid leak tractor player, but it's a leak tractor. It's good for a tier 1. But it doesn't stand much of a chance against most tier 2s. So now I'm coming up here. I spot an enemy tank. And I go, oh, alright. Full health. We're okay with that. And that's when the enemy catches up. Yeah, well, I'm out of ammo, so turn. And I'm trying to bail when this guy. Yup! Blah. Finally decides he's had enough of watching me carry the game despite his best efforts, and he shoots me and turns blue immediately. Huh, alright. So yeah, watch out for this guy if you run into him. Because you shouldn't have gone blue off of shooting me. I think that was just a couple of shells into the back of my turret. Not a lot of damage. And yeah, he turned blue immediately, so he habitually does this kind of nonsense and gets people killed. You know what's even more amazing? The other players are not capable of taking him on. They're just too new or too inept, and he's actually going on to win the game. So, you know, congratulations on having a little bit of skill. Because yeah, take a look now. We should be switching to his view momentarily. There he is. He's picked this little bush. So he knows he knows all about how concealment works, because he's going to hide in this bush. And he's actually going to ambush the other 3 tanks as they come in, one at a time, and kill each of them. Well, he's going to ambush the first 2, and then he's going to kill the third by just running into him. Because third player isn't very good, and his tank is not upgraded, and he has a hard time killing the M2 because it has just enough frontal armor to stop most machine gun bullets. Now, here comes the unfortunate leak tractor. But we're not going to stay here and watch this. Just remember this. I'm going to link to this guy's WoT account so you can check out what a little low tier scumbag So what does a low tier scumbag's stats like? Well, in this case, actually not bad. You can see, at first it looks kind of impressive. 1,000 battles, 4,000 personal rating, almost a 58% win rate, and some pretty nice looking kill death ratios and damage cost to received stuff. You know, he's got a steel wall, he's got some nice shinies, you know, lots and lots of these things. He's even somehow managed to get 2 battle buddies of not doing team damage for 50 straight battles. But then you realize, oh wait, that means he's only got 100 battles straight where he's not doing it out of 1,000. That seems a little suspicious for what's probably a fairly new account. All these Pasuchis, and even in Nadens, which is kind of crazy, but you might notice he doesn't have a lot of other epic achievements. And then you come down here, he's got some stage achievements, commemorative tokens, whatever. The real giveaway here is we get down here to the bottom. He's only played a few tanks. Well, okay, he's a relatively new player. That's normal, right? Until you see what tanks he's got. So, he's got a tier 3 here. Actually, let's we can't order these by tier. But you can see he's got all these low tier tanks with really high win rates. His only medium tank is the Vickers Medium 1, the one he has no choice but to get. His only heavy tanks are the KV1 and the KV2, which I think is interesting since it's pretty clear he had to buy his way there with free XP or even with money, because he doesn't have the T28, or for that matter, any of the preceding tanks of that line. His only tank destroyer is the T3 HMC, but that's actually used to be the T18, and he's got 462 matches in it. That was a great drilling tank. Now, of course, it shows the T18 is an SPG. That's its brand new role, and he's got only 2 games in that. A lot of his games are in the B2, noted for its speed and nasty gun. It's a great trolling tank. The Vickers Mark E, same. Cruiser Mark III, also a great trolling tank. The M2, also a great trolling tank. Heck, he's even got himself a Panzer 1C. I can't believe he hasn't played it more, considering his play style here. And everything else is all these tier 1s and 2s. He's never bothered to climb up high, except into the KV1 and the KV2, which looks like he played the KV1 just enough to get the KV2, and now he's just playing that because it's also a fairly troll tank, though it's it's generally considered a much more acceptable one because, well, KV2's slow, and KV2 just goes around derping things. So yeah, you see a player never seems to leave the lower tiers. And this guy has a lot of matches in some of these tanks. Like, you can easily ace the BT2 and be on to the tier 3 tank in probably less than a dozen battles, and yet he's played 173. Well, I suspect he's not interested in climbing the ranks any further. He just wants to stay at the low tiers and make life difficult, and therefore have these ridiculous win rates. It is possible this is a second account for someone who just plays it to troll people, but I think this is just a guy who likes to make people's lives miserable. So if you see him, report him. Get him out of the game. People like this pollute the game, make it more difficult. You know, sure, I'm not perfect. I was out doing a little seal clipping myself, but I've also progressed up the higher tiers, and I spend most of my time there. This guy, nah, he's never going to leave here. He's just going to run around making people's lives miserable in the game. Anyways, hope you all found this interesting. Good night.